And so today, where once you knew for certain, now you're not so sure. The Etihad almost dare not wonder what lies ahead as the champions Manchester City reach the end of a week which included a 6-0 away win and then a European collapse of startling proportions. Into his Premier League career, as Rebecca was telling you, only Harry Kane has scored more goals than him in the German domestic league to this point. Oh, that's a poor back pass, that's Jackson, that's Madueke, that's 1-0 Chelsea! And that has silenced the place. And poor Khrushchanov allows his shoulders to sink.
Well, you asked the question, didn't you, to me before the game about how new players settle into teams. Khrushchanov, we know, very young player, looked nervous and pensive in the build-up to this game in the tunnel. He goes for the first header with Jackson, doesn't win that. There's a bit of confusion there and the ball bounces really awkwardly for the young Uzbek player.
Well, if you have blood in your veins and a heart that beats, then you cannot help but feel profound sympathy for that young man. Gundogan lifted into the path here of Nunez. Sanchez came and Guardiola scored! Manchester City have been banging on the Chelsea door. No one with more vigour than Josko Guardiola, who finally has his way.
Well, it took him 3 attempts, third time lucky, and it's Chelsea's high line that cost them here. It's actually the far side. I think it's Madueke who plays everybody onside. The Chelsea back four is actually quite high. Madueke doesn't come naturally to him to defend. He didn't look along the line once. See him at the top of the picture.
Haaland nicking it away from Chalobah. Goalkeeper has come here. Erling Haaland! Yet another goal for the Haaland Platinum Connection. Sanchez lost. Guardiola uplifted. Haaland in the headlines again.
Well, I mentioned it in the first half about the amount of runs he makes in behind, and City don't use him enough, or haven't used him enough recently. They finally started picking him out a couple of times in a row there. Sanchez came out earlier and won the ball. This time he gets caught in no man's land.
A quite substantial period of progress since their desperate drop-off. This will be 6 Premier League games unbeaten. That's Haaland. He's fed it for Foden, and Foden is all by himself. And Phil Foden settles it. With strength and self-certainty. And bit by bit, week by week, Manchester City feel themselves again.
Well, they've become long ball merchants, haven't they, Manchester City, all of a sudden? I'm delighted. Ball up to De Bruyne, who does brilliantly to flick that on. Great strength by Haaland. And then composure, awareness by Foden. As he's running with the ball, he's looking around, just making a picture of what's available.
For Manchester City, another recuperative win. Friends embrace. Much mutual admiration and respect, but Pep has leapfrogged Enzo. Manchester City have leapfrogged Chelsea. Khrushchanov is embraced by those who forgive his early error, because as you see, City have climbed back up into the top 4, beyond 40 points, beyond Newcastle, critically beyond Chelsea, who are stuck in 6th. And this is another little signal, and there have been a few in recent weeks, that they are on their way back to what we know they can be. They fell behind very early. Madueke pouncing on the error of the debutant, but Guardiola, Haaland and then Foden And Manchester City have themselves a sense of reassurance.